everybody, it's Bernie here from Stamp and Eat, and welcome back to another Friday card making session with me. It's super cool to be back in my craft room. I've been away for a few weeks on holiday in South Africa, and I'm back, and it's really great to be recording some more card ideas for you. Thank you to everybody that has been subscribing over the last few weeks. I have been absolutely blown away by how quickly my little channel has grown since I last made a recording. So I just want to thank you all for subscribing. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Bernie, and I run a stamping business, Stamp and Eat, because stamping and food are my two favorite loves in life. And I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in Tauranga, New Zealand. So I hope that my videos every Friday are inspirational and that you grab some awesome ideas that you can try out and use for your card making. So for this card making session, I'm going to place the focus on embossing folders. And I wanted to show you, I've got 3 cards that I want to show you how I've featured the embossing folder sort of on its own to make it the star of the show. And there are so many beautiful embossing folders. I must say, when I first started paper craft, it was embossing and embossing folders that caught my attention, and I am still a bit of a sucker for them. So before we do that, I do just want to do a quick little information blurb, and just to remind you that today is the last Friday that I'm taking bookings for my Stamp and Eat retreat, which will be in 2 weeks time, so from the 30th of September for the weekend to the 2nd of October. And you can go on to Google Forms and complete your registration. It is based in the Lower Kaimais in Tauranga, so approximately a 20-minute drive from the CBD, 30 with traffic, and it is absolutely gorgeous. As you can see on these photos, these are actual photos of our venue. That is what the room looks like, and that is just a photo of the pavlova that our host Manuel or Clinton makes for us. That was a project that we did last time, and these are just little pictures to indicate that you are going to have some awesome time out. So if you still want to jump in at the time of recording this video, there was still 5 spots available. So I do want to encourage you, just get your registration in, and you are not going to be sorry that you did that. Okay, let's get started. So today I'm going to be mostly showing you what the cards look like, but I'm also going to just be showing you how I got this little banner made on the side in case you are a new stamper. So for this card, I have featured the Fern 3D folder, and it is, as I say, it's a 3D folder, and it is absolutely stunning. I have used this in the past. It really makes me think of New Zealand because our fern is one of our national emblems. And I have done something a little bit different with the color profile. I've used soft succulent on this one, pale pink on the back, and I've actually framed it with a 1/16 of an inch white frame. Now let me show you how I achieved that banner stamp. So I used an old stamp set, but you can use anything that runs in a horizontal way. This is an old stamp set, retired stamp set, Heartfelt Wishes, but I love the fonts from here, and there's so many options. And what I did was, you just need a long piece of basic white, and I obviously had my stamp on my block. And for that one, I used Mossy Meadow because I wanted something just to stand out for the sentiment. I didn't want it to be tone on tone. And what you're going to do is you're just going to stamp it on. Sorry, I can just see there's a terrible glare there. You're going to stamp it on a piece of basic white, or you can stamp it on any piece of cardstock. What you will then need to do is just trim it down on the width side, but leaving the length the same. And then before you mount your cardstock on, you're just going to pop it on at the angle with dimensionals, or you can glue it, and then you're going to trim it off at the back where it overlaps, and then you can mount that onto your cardstock. So I just thought I'd show you that quick little tip that's very, very helpful. Then the next card I want to show you, two cards in fact, are featuring this mini stamp or mini embossing folder set. So they are from the Elegant Eucalyptus. They are also 3D. I do find if you're going to use an embossing folder for a card, the 3Ds do give you a better look. So as you can see, we've got this flower design. I've used this quite a lot in other cards, so it sort of looks like that. And then you've got this solo design, and I'm going to show you what I did with this. So that is the Elegant Eucalyptus 3D folder, and they're currently in the annual catalog. So for the first card, let me just get that up. I did a Christmas card. Now let me see. Can you see the embossing on it? Let me just move it in the camera. There you can. So what I've done here is I've actually taken the paper, the Specialty Designer Series paper from Boughs of Holly. They are 12 by 12s. And I was looking for a piece of cardstock or piece of paper, Designer Series paper, that would have some interest, because you probably can't see it here, but it really gives some variation of color in the background. And I placed this piece of paper in the center of my Designer Series paper, and that's what the design came out at. And then in the background, I just stamped with some dots, and I used the same sentiment, but this time I did the Merry Christmas, and then the little bling, because red and gold for me is always very, very Christmassy. I used the Champagne Rhinestone Basic Jewels. So this is a very quick way to create a bulk number of Christmas cards if you're still doing Christmas cards. And if you are in Tauranga, I'm actually doing a Christmas card make-a-thon on the 5th of November. So do have a look at the newsletter details below. Sign up for that, and all the information is in there. So that's card number 2, using embossing folders. And I just quickly want to show you these papers. So we've got some gorgeous, gorgeous poinsettias, reds and greens, which are very traditional Christmas colors, and some browns and some poinsettias there. So very pretty. That is the Boughs of Holly 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. Then the last card I made with an embossing folder, and it was also, let me just turn it, it was also using the same Elegant Eucalyptus embossing folder that comes in that set, is a sympathy card. So this morning, I always do my recordings ahead of time. This morning we woke up in New Zealand to hear that Queen Elizabeth had passed away overnight, New Zealand time. And not only it was my heart really, really sad at the fact that she's passed away, and that a family member, well, that they've lost an incredibly just a woman that's just done so much over the last 70 years of her reign. It's just phenomenal. But I'm also just mindful. I've had some losses of my own over the last few weeks, and I've lost some clients. So I just was mindful that this would probably be quite a fitting card. You know, sympathy cards are not things we plan, so it's always helpful to know how to come up with a quick one. So what I did here was I just made a slimline card. I had basic black and I white embossed it. I wanted to keep it that it wasn't too somber, but also elegant. So I used the embossing folder. I just used some black and white ribbon with some gold trim, and I actually used the gold open leaf trinket over there with a sentiment that was as close to what I was thinking. And that is just a quick and easy way to make a sympathy card when you need to, because as I said, you don't plan to make sympathy cards in advance, unless of course you do that, but I don't. I tend to make them for the people that have passed away as they pass away. So there you have 3 ways of using an embossing folder, from the very simple to the slightly stepped up to a Christmas card. And as I said, these 2 are using the same embossing folder, so you can get tremendous amount of variety out of your folders. So that was just me for this week. It's pretty simple this week. My brain's still getting engaged, having been away overseas for a few weeks, and I'm just easing myself back into it slowly. So please forgive me if this is too simplistic for you, but at the same time, I hope it's inspired you. So do remember, go and have fun. Try out your embossing folders. See how to feature them. And do share on my Stamp and Eat Facebook page. I'd love to see what creations you come up with. And remember, until we meet again, to stamp, eat, sleep, repeat.